The Minone team will now talk about the webhook solution from Hootsuite and why we chose this solution. At first, it is a really interesting challenging, and we really love to solve scalability problems. The Minone team has 3 members: Manuel Menezes,
I'm Philip.
And Daniel.
At first, I will show the architecture diagram. We have a back-end REST API where we use some frameworks to implement it. We use Spring Framework and JAX to implement the REST API. We have a Postgres database to store our destination informations. And we have a RabbitMQ server to implement the messages ordering and also to gain scalability in our solution. We can see here that the Firebase real-time database was used, but it is used only to show to the user the interactions that are happening in the back end. The idea is to show in the front end these interactions that we store in the Firebase, but Firebase is not the main point of the solution. In the front end, we use AngularJS, Bootstrap, CSS3, HTML5, and Firebase, as I told you. And now, at this moment, we will show the front-end web application for you. We can register a new URL destination, and you can see the URL destinations that are already stored in the database. And it's interesting to note that we can test 2 predefined URLs. One that you know that is a valid URL, and the other one we know that is not valid URL. And you can create a new one. I'm doing this. I will register a new destination. After doing it, you can see this new destination in this table of destinations here. And here in the RabbitMQ server, we can see all the queues that were created for each destination in our database. It's important to note that this solution gives us the scalability because each queue is used for a destination, for a specific destination. Now I will test a valid URL, and in the login entry we can see the interactions that are happening in the back end. As I told you, this URL is a valid one, so the post request was executed with success, and the return code was 200. And at this moment, we are going to try to test an invalid URL. Here in the login entry, we can see the backoff mechanism that is implemented in the backend, and the implementation are trying 5 times to send the post message, and each time the implementation waits a smaller amount of time between each attempt. It's important to note that just for demo purposes, we are waiting only 2 minutes before we remove the message from the queue. We know that the requirement is to wait 24 hours, but here we are going to wait only 2 minutes just for demo purposes. It's also interesting to know that we can clear the log here in the login entry. I will just clear it here now, and we can see that after some moment it will start showing it again. So the interest point here is to show that at some point our message will be excluded from the queue because after many attempts we didn't have a success response in the post message. Going back here, we can see that we can delete and post messages to a specific URL. That's it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy our solution.